Get out!
Hello tanks and tankettes, I thought it was about time I took a look at the glorious HD mouse. I've got a couple of mouse games saved up. I've actually got two 9.0 games and I decided to go with this one. I've got, I think, another one that isn't 9.0, it's 8.11 or something, but we'll get to that in due course. But I thought, yeah, HD mouse, oh, look at it, oh, so good. It's just yes, it's very full of polygons, don't you think? Anyway, let's actually unpause this. This is one from the stream. I was playing with Circon, and I'm actually going to do a decent amount of damage in this one. And normally, if I do a really high amount of damage in a mouse, it's because Circon's died. And you see there, he's in his 183, which, as you can, that does a boatload of damage. It can do in the right hands, and you better believe Circon's hands are the right hands. So normally that involves Circon dying and me picking up the pieces, but not in this case. This is going to be kind of a weird match, actually. Now, Circon was a bit pessimistic about this because they had some top tier mediums and we didn't. And on a map like this, where there's lots of open space, where speed is a big factor, that can be a crucial factor in losing a game, or it can make a big difference in terms of how much you can do in the game. If your team's got a bunch of slow tank destroyers and heavies, then yeah. So it's encounter, and there's no artillery, which is possibly the only good factor here. Encounter's not so bad, but it means if they start capping, at least on this map, you can kind of get there in time. That you can get to a high position and shoot down into the cap because there's no hard cover in the cap, but it's not ideal because if they start capping, that forces us to potentially come and decap. Anyway, I'm going up the hill, but so is almost everybody else, and I start to think, oh, maybe I should support Circon, and he's like, no, dude, you're in a mouse, go up the damn hill, you're in a mouse, which entirely makes sense, of course, because I am, as he so rightly pointed out at the time, in a mouse. And oh, what a beautiful mouse it is. Look at that, look at that. Oh, it's just, oh, so good, so good. Anyway, anyway, yeah, this is, if we can take the hill, I mean, we've got the numbers, but the thing is, then coming down off the hill, you can end up being bottled up, and especially when that cap circle is down there, if we're all bottled up here and they're capping, it could go that way. And it seems very, very likely that we're going to get a bunch of mediums in the rear as well, because those Object 140s, I think, might even be platooned. There's an E50. Yeah, the 140s are platooned. There's an E50, there's a T-54E1, there's actually a pair of 1390s, and a WZ-131, who, you know, they're going to be doing something. There's no artillery to scout for, so, yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff down there. There's actually, we can see there, there's the T-54E1 and the IS-3 have actually gone to D6. Both of them, which is okay. The T-54E1, I can see why they would do that, but IS-3, yeah, good luck doing anything from down there with that gun depression. Anyway, some stuff has hove into view, and I'm not quite sure where that T-34 hit me. I think it was, oh yeah, there it is, right next to the gun mantlet. So he basically knew where to aim, or else it was a really lucky shot, and it was kind of unlucky for me that he didn't actually hit the gun mantlet. But he's got some idea of where to go on those cheeks, and I think it took me a moment to spot it the last time as well. Yeah, see where that bounce mark is. So this guy knows where to shoot a mouse when it's looking his way. So I'm just gonna, oh, hull, I'll definitely take that, yes please. Now, because there's no artillery, that just gives me, in a mouse, I think it gives the team more options to work with, and it's especially nice in this kind of situation because you're not having to then also worry about artillery. You can actually do your job, and you're not having to be basically gimped by trying to hide from artillery. You're not gimping your aiming by having to constantly go back and forth and try and throw up artillery aim. And there we go, not that guy. That was kind of a lucky shot, actually. It wasn't, well, he was on the move, and this is not the best gun for those kind of shots. Anyway, that enemy mouse has unfortunately nailed our other FV. Circle's still very much alive and kicking, and lower front plate at, God damn it, stupid troll mouse armor. Oh wait, Okay, maybe not. Maybe let's not complain about that. He then, yeah, he starts to turn his turret, and I think, no, that's never going to pen, but I might as well. On the vague off chance, nah, actually going to have to go down to him. Woohoo, that bounce. Lol, noob, object 140 shooting APCR. Oh, wait. The number of times, yeah, you can tell when people, especially in the higher tiers, are using mods like this that tell you the ammo type, but they're not paying attention to, because Kodos' Hitlog at least tells you, specifically tells you if it's a premium round or not. And some of the high tier mediums, hell, even some non-high tier mediums, I can't even say that for some reason. The T71, for instance, its standard ammo is APCR. A lot of the high tier mediums, their standard ammo is APCR. So you'll get somebody going like, lol, noob, you're shooting premium ammo, and it's no, you just don't know your tank ammo types very well. Anyway, IS-7, and I managed to nail his axle, which is very nice. I think I got his lower front plate the first time. When you're backing down like that when in an IS-7, you know, the lower front plate's kind of, it's not invulnerable. And now he's at a good enough angle where I can probably get his axle, but no, he straightens out, so I just take his front plate again. Now at this point, that Jagdpanzer E100 is the thing that's going to cause us some problems, because there's still a bunch of stuff down there. You see that I've just bounced the Wafflepanzer 4. I know there's some mediums down there. I've been taking fire from mediums. I get shot off? No, misses. Okay. Now this Jagdpanzer E100 is kind of hull down. Simply rushing right down the hill at him. Well, we're going to see what happens there. And I can just about see his lower front plate. It's just a tiny slither of it. But it's just not happening. Can't quite get it with this accuracy, and it would be a tough shot even with a super accurate gun. You'd need like dead on .3 accuracy. You'd need a super accurate gun. I also know there's kind of a weak spot on the top of that. There's the little turret thing at the back, and if you can get that, so that's what I make a try for at the next shot. But at this angle again, see there, just nah. And I'm being shot from the side as well, and I realise he's just gonna. The time it's going to take us to rush down the slope towards him, we're being shot from the side. I don't know. My initial thought actually is that I will kind of go down to the side, attract the fire. At the, you know, there's the 140, there's the Panzer, the Wafflepanzer 4, there's the E50 over there, and you can see they're all shooting at me now. See APCR. Now, is APCR? Is it gold rounds? Is that actually gold rounds on the E50? I'd have to look that up. It might just be that the Hitlog was being a bit confused. Maybe it is just regular AP for the E50. That's one I don't know. I think it might actually be regular AP because it's the E50 and not the E50M. So my initial thought was, yeah, I'll go and engage these guys here. And actually that's kind of a stupid idea because I'd be putting myself in between two groups of enemies. And I know there's that 140 who actually seems to be down there somewhere. He's basically been... I don't know, both their Object 140s, to be honest, have been... One of them was actually trying to flank around behind us, and the other just kind of sat on the field and sniped the whole game. And you'll see the enemy team end up not thinking very much of him. So, yeah, but this is the point where I'm starting to realize, actually, no, look at the remaining health of those guys. They can try going down the hill towards the Jagdpanzer E100, but it's not going to work. He's just going to pick them off one by one. So I'm going to have to take some hits in the side and rear and just trust to my armour, and I'm going to actually have to flank Jagdpanzer E100 in a mouse. Now, of course, all the while, you can see that Circon's just racked up another kill. All the while this is going on, Circon is basically holding the rear. And yeah, I know I'm spotted. He knows I'm coming to get him. He backs up, and lovely shot in the lower front plate. I'm just going to slightly back up. And yeah, I can understand those guys back there not wanting to move up though, because he can just, they are one shot, even for a much smaller gun than the Jagdpanzer E100 has, those guys would all be one shot kills. The Jagdpanzer at this point knows he's had it, so he just wants one more kill, which is kind of like, okay, yeah, okay. Rather than take me on, he's not even trying, he's just going to roll forward. Nails a T32 because he just wants that extra bit of credits and XP, and all the while I'm still taking hits, I'm still bouncing shells, and I'm just relying on my armour and my health pool to actually carry me through that. So there we go, that was a big significant roadblock on the enemy team, and we've actually pulled this round 12-10. It's not a dead cert, but the 140 that's left has done nothing but sit and snipe at me from a distance, which is the worst thing you can do against a mouse. If they're not like turned fully side onto you, that's just a total waste of time. And look, there he is. He's been there the whole time, just pelting shots up. And unfortunately, I kind of missed that one. Well, it's hard to aim exactly through the trees, and it does hit him when it bounces. There's the WZ. I know the E50's there as well. So at this point, I'm thinking, right, okay, I've got 2 out of 3 of these tanks looking at me. If the E50 concentrates on me, Zircon on the Jagdpanzer 100 can then go nail him. So that was kind of a lucky shot there as well. Zircon actually takes out the WZ, and I end up wishing that he had, or I do. You can see there, the E50's just pelting me in the side, and I sort of think maybe he could have saved the shot for the E50 instead, because you know, I was then communicating that I was being penned in the side by the E50, and I can only take so many of these shots. And there he is, he's spotted, and the Jagdpanzer 100 actually comes up and gets him. So I took some unnecessary fire there. I should have waited for those guys to get the E50, but the thing is, the E50 still would have he still would have had to be focused on me for them to safely take him. So we could try now at this point and chase down this Object 140, because we've got an E100, a mouse, the FV, and the Jagdpanzer 100. And yeah, that would probably just mean we'd run out of time and it'd be a draw, because there's no point in doing that unless we get lucky. So at this point, Zircon just says, actually, just no, get in the cap. And this is the right thing to do here, because either we win by cap or it draws him out and he goes, oh, I'll just decap. In which case, 4 of us, 1 of him, we could probably take him. So yeah, this is the thing to do. The E100 is fairly low health. I've got 1200, nearly 1300 hit points. That's a decent amount of health. Zircon's actually got a decent amount of health. Also Top Gun by this point. He's done pretty well. Just wait till you see his damage count. Not quite the 10k. He's been hankering after that 10k damage battle. I think he came pretty close. Sometime during the week there was a battle where he was like 9.7k damage or something ridiculous like that. But it's possible. It's definitely possible in the FV. Hell, it's possible in the Jagdpanzer 100 as well, but I think you need maybe a little bit more luck with that particular cannon. So we're just playing the waiting game now, and there he is. He picked off the low health Jagdpanzer 100. I'm going to make a total snapshot here because I don't have time to aim, basically. And then I drive out the cap because I think, okay, I'll go help Zircon, I'll go help, and then Zircon's like, no, dude, WTF are you doing? Stay in the cap, we need the cap points. Blind shot there, probably didn't hit anything. And again, I think that's the right call. That if you're not sure on the outcome, you should probably cap. It's those times when somebody just is a total dick and there's a couple of, you know, there's like 4 guys on the enemy team left and they can be easily killed, but just some, you know, a low tier tank that's fired 2 shots in the whole game, or even a high tier tank that's, you know, fired 2 shots in the whole game, just goes and sits on the cap and they get an invader medal and they're like, you know, second from bottom because they did nothing but cap. That kind of situation is really annoying. Anyway, I'm trying to use the terrain that is a bit different than it used to be here. And Zircon's actually giving pursuit to this guy. He's maybe... I mean, we're still basically kind of bait here. And again... No. I should have... I still have this bad habit sometimes, and people call me out on it, that I'll flick out, and I don't see necessarily... you know, sometimes shots miss. And there we go, we nail him, we don't have to cap it out. Sometimes shots miss. If I was still scoped in, I would at least see how much it missed by or whatever. It wouldn't actually change the fact of whether it missed or hit or not. But I think it is a bad habit all the same. And it's a bad habit even if it's just distracting to you guys, the viewers. Because if it's taking you out of what you're seeing, then yeah, it's something I need to learn not to do. Anyway, let's take a look at the result. If I hadn't already had it, this would have been my ace mousetery. I am gonna roam that joke into the ground if it kills me. We got a Brothers in Arms, Circon with 6 kills and myself with 10. I got a Steel Wall. Circon with, unsurprisingly, first place, 8,557 damage along with those 6 kills. He had, I can't remember what his other medal was besides, obviously he had a Top Gun, he had the Brothers in Arms. I'm not sure what the other 2 medals were, but he had some good medals there. I actually did 5.3k damage with 5 kills, and I was only just behind Circon in the XP rankings. And I think that is because I bounced 5.6k damage. I don't know if it was exactly 5.6k, because this is a 9.0 replay, and as of 9.0, the new mechanic that gives you XP based on damage blocked by armor doesn't work for spaced armor yet. That's one of the things I think is, I don't know if it's actually being, if it's being fixed in 9.1. I can't remember seeing it in the patch notes, but hopefully it is. But anyway, I did all right in that battle, though. I mean, most of the shots, I wasted a fair few, but the ones that actually hit more or less did pen. I bounced a fair few shots. I actually got a decent amount of resistance damage there, 1100. Distance travel 2.34. Again, you don't see that very often in a mouse. And with premium, it was actually 1700 XP. That's not bad for a tier 10. In fact, the base XP is not bad for a tier 10. But of course, Circon did a boatload more damage, but he had to fire less shells to get that damage, because the 183, you know, it's the Death Star for a reason. So there you go, HD mouse. I hope you're enjoying the screen caps I'm putting up at the end here, because I'll have probably enjoyed taking them, because it is. I think it looks absolutely fantastic with the new lighting, and hopefully 9.1 will let people enjoy all this stuff with slightly better frame rates as well, because that's some of the 9.1 is mostly fixes, and we've already had some micro patches for 9, but 9.1 promises some more substantial fixes, hopefully, because I know that I even know people that have been basically driven away from the game, that they can't play it anymore because of the crashes and the freezes and the micro lags and the so hopefully this will have fixed some stuff. Hopefully, we shall see. So if you like this video, you can hit the like button, you can check out my other videos, you can check out my Facebook page, you can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.